Hi Erica, hi Auntie, hi Brian. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone about confidentiality. As a school counselor, I wouldn't tell anybody anything that is said in this group counseling session. I wouldn't tell a teacher, I wouldn't tell a principal. The only reason why I would mention anything that was said in group counseling is if somebody is in harm's way or I feel that they're not safe. And as a group member, in regards to confidentiality, you wouldn't tell anybody outside of this group what was said in group counseling. If a friend asks you what you guys talk about in group counseling, or a parent asks you, you could say, you can maybe talk about the topic. You can tell them about the book that we read last week, but we'll try and keep anything that is said amongst group members in group therapy. And if you do see something to breach confidentiality, we might have to talk about leaving the group, and we like having everyone here, so we're going to try and keep everything in group therapy. Do you guys remember the book we read last week? It was called Have You Filled a Bucket Today by Carol McLeod.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was a great book.
Does anybody want to remind us what that book was about?
Well, if you don't mind, I'll start. So I've been thinking about it actually all week since you last mentioned, since we read it, and thinking about the kind things that we could do to make other people happy and how they can impact on us and make us happy as well, by doing nice things, saying nice things, smiling at people, and really being very purposeful about the way we use words and facial expressions and things like that.
I like that. And doing acts of kindness as well, not just saying things, right?
Right, yeah, doing things for people and helping someone, even just holding a door open, like at the grocery store, can be something that really makes people feel good.
Yeah, it could really brighten someone's day.
So, the book also spoke about bucket dipping, which is when people are talking bad about you behind your back, or they're mean to you, or say something mean to you, or don't invite you to something, or exclude you, and how it can make a person feel sad, lonely, or like they have no friends because things are getting taken out of their bucket.
Yeah, that might be something that, that's a good point to bring up, because I think that sometimes we forget that it's not just about doing nice things, but there's that taking away from all the nice things. And we're not just responsible for our own bucket, but we're responsible for those other people's buckets too.
Right. So today we're going to practice actually filling people's buckets, and we're going to kind of brainstorm things that we can say to people and acts of kindness that we can do to help fill each other's buckets. So last week we read the book, and today we're going to practice. So what I have planned is everyone has some Post-it notes in front of them and a pen. We're going to write something kind about our group members. We've known each other for a little bit now. So just write something kind about our group members, and then we're all going to put it in each other's cups. And once we each have a full cup, we're going to read what our group members said about us, and then talk about how that makes us feel.
Okay. So you wanted us to write something for the other members in the group, but should we write something for you too? Can you have a cup too?
That's okay.
Bucket?
My cup is already full. My bucket's already full. I'd love to write something about you guys though. Maybe I'll write something about you guys. Do you need
Wow,
another
you wrote a
one?
lot on
One on.
that. You have to put them in a cup.
Yeah.
Want me to help you?
No.
Is this your cup, Andy?
Yep.
Alright.
Yes, thank you. But now I feel bad because you put something in my bucket, but I didn't put anything in your bucket.
I'm a counselor. I don't need anything in mine.
Oh, okay. Wow, I got a long present. Now I feel sad because mine wasn't present. Sorry.
Okay, so everyone got a chance to fill each other's bucket, practice filling each other's bucket. Brian, do you want to read first?
Sure. So, you're such a sweet dad, and I love how they love you. It makes me happy when Brian brings the kids to the playground, and when Brian does improvement projects, he gets to save money. And you work really hard without ever complaining. Well, thank you guys, that makes me feel included.
Aww. I'm glad it made you feel included. How else did it make you feel?
I feel like I was happy after reading it, but I was happy before reading it too, just to see that my cup was being filled with things that were going to be nice.
Yeah, then people have nice things to say about you. Makes you feel special.
Because sometimes you don't think to say those things unless you do it intentionally by writing it
Yeah.
down. So writing it down, I think, is helpful.
Yeah,
And
I
you
think
can
so.
go back and look at it again.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're having a sad day.
Yeah, it's good to write things down. And that's one of the acts of sometimes filling buckets is intentional. You might write a thank you note to someone. A teacher might write a little note on a test if you got a good score. And sometimes it's unintentional. You might just hold a door open for someone and not even realize that it made someone stay or that it made them smile. So sometimes, it's good to be intentional and to think about how you're going to fill someone's bucket. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves to fill people's buckets. And then sometimes you could be filling someone's bucket without even realizing. Do you want to read next?
Yeah, I'll read next. Wow. Okay, this one says,